Hello everyone, Witch Boy Columbus here. I'm doing a video response to Pentacles of Pride video by Sheldon, Pagan Leaders, What Do You Think? I made this video once, but I'm adjusting with my sound and I come across really loud, so I'm trying to control my volume as well as I unchecked a box, so hopefully that goes. In Sheldon's video, he had asked for our thoughts on what we think makes a leader, and more specifically, a pagan leader. I liked my other video, so I'm going to try and remember what I said, but it's kind of hard because I'm doing this off cuff and I don't really have any notes, but I know what I wanted to say. He had asked in his video about what we thought about working your way up, or should you be academic. Now, for me, I think that some academics plays a part, but I more lean towards working your way up because of your knowledge base. I find that in academia that people become out of touch. You know, they're learning what other people have said, this is what you need to do to become this. But they're not really in touch with what's going on in the world. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but I'm thinking, as far as becoming a leader, just because you took a course and you have a diploma and say, that doesn't earn you the respect of the people or the knowledge of a broader subject, because pagan, let's face it, is a very broad umbrella. So if you're going to be a leader for that community or for our community, you kind of have to be really diverse and know all these different belief systems, and then you're going to have to pick out the similarities so that you can relay those. And as a leader, I mean, it would depend on what you're speaking on. Are you speaking as on our rights? Are you speaking on politics? Stuff like that, you know what I mean? I think that the more that a person, the more groups they've been in, the more circles, groves, traditions, anything like that, the more you've been around and the more unified functions that you have worked your way through and become adjusted of, it would really help being a leader. Also, I believe a leader is chosen on their ability to relate the majority of a group's ideas and beliefs for them, you know what I mean? Sorry, every time I run a video, my eye itches. I have no idea why that is. So that would be my thought process. Now, I think that it is important to surround yourselves, if you kind of, for lack of a better term, the president and his cabinet. You need to have people surrounding you that are knowledgeable. So having people like that have a PhD or that have things in certain subjects, you need them so that they can advise you. Okay, well, you know, if somebody is bringing up, let's say, if you're speaking on a law or on rights or just as a religious leader, you kind of have to, there's other things that are going to be fired at you that you need to be able to answer. So you need to have that strong group around you to be able to help you. But I think it takes a lot of empathy, it takes a lot of cultural diversity, it takes being able to get along with, my thing goes to screensaver and drives me crazy. It takes a lot of knowledge, like more like street smarty, you know what I mean? Like, because you've been around all these different kinds of people and you can kind of relate to what they believe so that you can then relay those thoughts. I'll give an example of like why I think that way with academia is I'm a manager and have been for a long time, over 20 years. That's as far as I'm going to say. The most is over like, I think 300 people, the least 5. So recently at one of my restaurants, I hired 3 individuals. 2 are in college, 1 is in high school. They are all 3 brilliant children, or kids I should say. They're not children, but they're kids because they're younger than me. One of them is like an 18-year-old junior in college. So like they're very, very smart. Absolutely zero common sense. Like, it is mind-boggling how smart they are. They speak several languages. The one person's in high school, the girl's in high school, speaks several different languages. She's probably the most common sense one out of the three. But the other, I have one that is just brilliant, the 18-year-old I was talking about. Absolutely, I have to walk him through every step of everything. Like, I can't just say, for instance, take out the garbage. Because he'll take out everything. Like, everything that's near the garbage, you know what I mean? It's like I have to explain in detail every single thing, every single time I talk to him. So that's where I think sometimes that people that are really, really book smart and really, really studied, their focus is so one spot oriented that it's really hard for them, and unless you give them in order for them to understand, because they're so out of touch with what's going on in the world, you know what I mean, or what's going on around with the situation. So I think as a leader, the more diverse you can be, and the more people-oriented, and the more things that you can think, and I think you should be, elevated to that spot because people are comfortable with you. They think, yes, I trust that person to speak on my rights. Kind of like election or chosen or whatever you want to think. I think, yes, you should have moved up, but if you're a smart leader, you're delegating most of the, you're going to use a lot of that responsibility, or knowledge from other people, so that you can speak on, so you can write down what you need to say and relay those thoughts. Because as a leader, you're just basically, my chair just went down by itself. Weird. Sorry. You are speaking on behalf of a large group of people. So that's where I think that working up, the more the better, especially in the pagan world. You know what I mean? It's just so diverse. It's becoming more and more diverse. As I watch even like videos on YouTube and I read online and stuff like that, and even different authors from books are just, it's becoming more and more of such a broad aspect. Some people are upset by that, and some people are thrilled by that. I'm all for being a free thinker, so, whatever. But I think that the more knowledge you have about more different types of pagans, the better you would be at leading them. You know what I mean? But I do think, that being said, I do think we need leaders. And if that means even taking, like my other idea I had spoke about on my other video, was that you take people that have moved up, right? Screensaver, like high priests or high priestesses, or whatever the other titles are from certain groups, and you get them together, and then they have to figure out, okay, who's going to speak for us, and then is that going to narrow that down, and then narrow it down to one, you know what I mean? Because I don't think necessarily, because it's such a diverse thing, I don't think that would be really hard to be that diverse and be able to speak on that many things. I think the first thing would be to find the similarities of everything, then broaden that a little bit and find more, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, everyone follows their own path and under this umbrella, and we're talking about a leader. You can't really say, okay, well, this tradition can be the leader. You know what I mean? What about, there's solitaries, there's, all these different people that have all these different belief systems. So, under that pagan umbrella. So to become one leader would probably become kind of hard unless you were to surround yourself with a committee of all these different diverse people. So you can say, let's say you were questioned about, I don't know, you were citing holidays, or you were, I don't know, I don't even know where to start. But like, you would have to say, okay, well, Wiccans do this on this day, and Druids do this on this day, and Shamans do this on this day, and Native Americans, or whatever else you're going to include underneath that umbrella. you'd have to be that diverse or have that many people that can say, this is what we do. So you can't say definitely we do it this day. You know, if you're, let's say, creating a national holiday, we do it this day when 20, 30,000 other people might do it on different days. So you kind of would have to come together and go, okay, we're going to agree that we're going to do practice, we're going to do that on this day, or make it a 4-day span, or, you know, whatever. But that's just a for example. And I know I'm probably kind of getting wordy, and I don't like to start repeating myself. But if you get where I'm going with all this, if you have any questions or comments, please shoot them in the box below. Please check out Sheldon's video on Pentacles of Pride's channel. I will link that in my both the channel and the video in my description below, and let us know what you think. To Sheldon, awesome video. I really admire your group, organization. I was going to say company, but that doesn't sound right. But your organization, I really like what you're doing. Until I see everybody again, thank you for watching, and blessed be.